Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Well, this was unexpected. Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Happy Wednesday. I was not expecting to be making this video this week, but here we are. Pretty crazy times we're living in, huh? So, in case you missed it, Tremec, which is a supplier of the DCT for the current C8 Corvette, has just casually announced that they will be making and introducing a manual gearbox that would link up or mate directly to a C8 Corvette. That begs a lot of questions. I made a video a few years back for those that follow me. If you don't follow me, if you're curious, you can go watch it. Kind of touching on why GM did not offer a manual in a C8 Corvette and what would need to be done to put a manual in a C8 Corvette, if it's even feasible. And pretty much the verdict of that video is that GM didn't want to do it. Their main reason was because you would have to cut a hole into the backbone, if you will, of the frame of the C8. It would totally destroy the integrity, the rigidity of the car. I thought it was kind of a goofy, lame excuse. And then for all the linkage and stuff, but at the same time, GM also patented a fly-by-wire design for both the gear shift and the clutch assembly. And in case you know what I'm talking about, a fly-by-wire pretty much eliminates all linkage or mechanical connections to a component. So instead of using linkage and like a slave master cylinder for your pedal, it would just use actuators, real-time little electric motors for all the pieces that need to talk to each other, if that makes sense. So all this is kind of coming together now. All the conspiracy people are coming out, making a lot of assumptions. I'm one of them too, a little bit. I'm assuming I haven't seen the details on the transmission, or the transaxle they call it, but I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of twin disc or dual clutch setup just in a manual transmission form. I'm assuming the only thing that would move on it is pressure plates, electronically controlled. I don't think there'd be a slave or master cylinder. Like I said, even the gear shift would just be fly-by-wire. This is all assumptions. Here's what we know for sure so far that Tremec has released. If you go to their website, all this is stated on their website. And it says in April, this is November, so I don't think they're messing with us. Yeah, it states, and quote, "This transaxle will mate to all C8 transmission mounting points, and it can handle an estimated 1,000 horsepower. Guess what else is exactly 1,000 horsepower, a little bit more? The ZR1. And about 800 foot-pounds of torque. And guess what else is about 800 foot-pounds of torque? The ZR1. And along with a red line of 8,600 RPM. You know where I'm going with this. So I believe, I haven't watched the video, but I believe the biggest hurdle though when I made the previous video was just how do you mate a manual transmission to the C8 setup? It would be so daunting. And without precision engineering, it would never work right. Well, Tremec did all that work for you. So the hardest part's done. Now, one question I have is, did Tremec just do this themselves just for like a crate transmission for people to fart with later on? Are they gonna make this in mass numbers? Was GM like, hey, would you mind mocking this up for us for a future project? Those are all questions I don't have the answers to, and nobody else does yet. And there are a lot. Even before this news broke a couple days ago, people claiming the GS is still coming and that it's gonna come in a manual form. And I thought those people were just full of it until I saw this article and this real thing, a manual transmission that could be made into a C8. Now I'm like, wait a minute, maybe GM is doing something pretty crazy for a Grand Sport. It'd make a lot of sense. All this is just, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know. Anyways, a lot of rumors are saying that there'd be a 2027 Grand Sport with the new LT motor pushing just north of 500 horsepower. And it would be exclusive to this trim, the Grand Sport, right? I think it'd be pretty cool. And for those of you wondering and thinking, yes, this would be by a lot the slowest in a straight line C8 Corvette if they made this. 0 to 60 would probably be in the low 4s. It depends on the gearing. When first gear hits 60, there's a lot of variables we just don't know yet. But it will hook a lot better being, you know, a rear mounted engine, or the engine mid-engine if you go over the rear wheels. And a quick side note for those that don't know, the new Ford GTD, the Mustang thing they made, uses the exact same Tremec transmission as the C8, so this could also work for that car as well. So a lot of guys on both teams are like, holy shit. Now, if you follow the channel, this puts me in a pickle. So I'm very close to pulling the trigger on another Corvette. My C5Z is almost done, planned the last 10 months or so. Well, I've been looking at everything from a C6 ZR1 to a C8 Z06, everything kind of in between. Now, if this is gonna be an option for next summer or something, they release this thing next May, man, I would assume this would start around 85,000. Again, that's all assumption. But also the demand could be through the roof for the only trim manual transmission that could drive the price to $130,000. Who knows? And at that point, I'm totally priced out, you know? But there's still a lot of variables. I wish GM would just come out either way. We're already in, what, 7th model year as a 2006, 26? Yeah, 20.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yes.
7th model year. I think we got 2 or 3 model years left, so come on, GM, make an announcement, you know? So assuming GM is like, Tremec do this because we do have a future trim coming out doing it, there are a few more hurdles they do have to get over, which aren't terrible. They would, like I said, have to iron out the fly-by-wire system, but I think they've been working on this since probably like 2016. So they might be done with it, and they're like, all right, let's do it. You have to mock up a brand new center console, which today with 3D rendering modeling, it would be very quick to do. In a manual trim, the mode select would have to move up to where the gear select is, probably take one of the cup holders out. This is for the new interior. One cup holder, just completely a minute, move that. You have plenty of space, probably a few inches underneath to mock up or mount a fly-by-wire shift knob. Then of course putting a third pedal in the pedal box, which I don't think would be an issue. This would, if again, this is a video with a lot of ifs. If GM did this, made this Corvette, it would be the most visceral C8 to date. I haven't driven a ZR1, but I'd imagine it'd be up there though. Man, it'd be cool if they could do a steel gate like an old school Ferrari. That'd be neat. But it would probably calm a lot of people's fears too about the failing automatic DCT. I imagine this transmission, albeit new, once they get made enough of them, will be a lot cheaper, a lot easier to work on, a lot more reliable, a lot less moving parts than automatic, you know. But the costs reflect the demand, especially at the beginning, so who knows. But 2 big questions still remain. Cost, like I just stated, I believe a DCT right now, a brand new one from Tremec, is like $18,000. There's a lot fewer parts, much easier to maneuver inside. I would imagine just the parts after all said and done would be about $5,000, total guess. And then the second question is when? Is this thing ready next week? Is it ready in 2 years? Is it hopes and dreams to come out by 2032? We just don't know. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? This is kind of huge news in the C8 community. I was shocked when I saw it. I thought I was gonna fake it first, but more I dig, no, it's a real thing, man, it's crazy. And I know a lot of people for many years now saying, I will not buy a C8 because there's no manual transmission. If you're one of those people, does this change your mind about the C8? I'm really curious. I did not mind the DCT in my C8. It was fine. It was weird having on my previous Corvettes, except for one C4, was a manual, and it was weird having an automatic Corvette, but it was fine. The manual mode was very engaging, and it was cool. But it would be really neat and really engaging to have a manual C8 Corvette. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I'm really curious to see what transpires here in the next few months. So, crazy. So, we'll see. I don't know. Nuts. Yeah, leave your thoughts below. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Mark out.